guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Ndifon Ntui, and on this channel I make tutorials. I post new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays, so if you're into stuff like this, make sure to check back on those days in order to watch new content. In this video I'll be showing you how to make the red skirt that you've seen on the thumbnail and in the b-roll footage before I started talking to you. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe. If you're a beginner or if you're a person that wants to brush up on your skill, I offer online courses. I'll be showing a demo how to make a jumpsuit for you to watch and see if it be convenient for you to learn online. If you're interested, send a Telegram message to the number that you can see on the screen. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye bye. Okay, so you know already that there are two sides that make up the front, so I'm going to handle one side now, and whatever I do to this side should be repeated on the other side. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hold the lining on all of them. So I'm going to just show you how I hold the lining on one of the darts, and the same thing I do on this dart here is what I'm going to do on the all the other darts, both for the fabric and the lining. That's this dart and the two darts on the lining. So you're going to basically make a fold. Okay, you're going to basically make a fold like this, simply make a fold like this, and then you're going to hold the darts from the top of the fabric to where you have 3.5. now you're going to start from ½ inch here and then taper out to nothing. So the same thing for all the other darts. So when you are done with holding your darts, the next thing you are going to do is this. Please make sure that you hold the darts facing the wrong side like I've done. So you see the dart is facing you up here. If I flip underneath to this other side, you see that the dart is facing the opposite direction. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to sew the top parts together. The top part here, we're going to just come and basically run ½ inch from the beginning to the end. And then when you're done with stitching the top, you're going to come to the bottom. So you see this part here where you cut the lining shorter by 3 inches. Okay, you're going to pull them and place them together. And when you're done with that, you are going to come over to the curve. So you see this part here, where the curve started from. Okay, where you have the curve, look at the waist here. Okay, you can see this area here, the curve. We're going to join them together from here all the way down. I'm still going to use only ½ inch. So now after this, we're going to need a sharp scissors because you need to make notches. After you've made your notches at the end here, you're going to cut across like so. Okay, so now after you've made your notches, the next thing you're going to do is turn the whole thing inside out, take it to your ironing table, give it a very good press, and then repeat this same step on the other side of the front, on the second side of the front. Okay, so you can see, look at this one here, I have ironed it flat and I repeated the same thing on the second side of the front. Okay, so if we align both of them, alright, you will notice that at the bottom over here you can see the slits that we have. Look at how clean here is, but you can see the slit has been formed. Now there's something you need to adjust. Okay, now see, we have two waists in front. Okay, there's the one here and the one over here. Now we need to make a slight adjustment to it. Now you can leave it like this and it will be just fine, but I don't want to have two levels of waist for the front at the same time. So now the solution for that is this. You are going to spread here like this. You see this? I've separated the fabric from the lining. Okay, spread the waist like this. Okay, spread this one like so. You see that? Spread this one like so, and then make the lines touch. You see what I have done? The lining is facing this fabric, the fabric here is facing the lining here. Make them to touch All right, and then you're going to run a line from here. Now what you're sewing on the former line that you have from here all the way down. When you do this, this is going to hold both sides of the waist. This is going to make the waist that where you have two to become only one. Okay, so that's what I'm working on now. I'm going to run this stitch. I'm sewing on the old stitch that I have, okay, and I'm going to continue to spread my lining flat as I move on. Okay, so take your time with it. I'm going to move from here to the end. If I arrange everything the way it's supposed to be, you'll see that now, because of that stitch I've made, up here we have only one waistline. So you see this, we don't have two anymore. If I pick this side up, the other one follows. You see that nice little trick. So I'm not quite at the end, so I'm going to come from this other angle, because the more you open it up, the more difficult it becomes. So if it becomes too difficult for you to sew across smoothly starting from here, when you are close to the end here, what you do is you come from this other side instead and complete it. So the same thing, you see this side here, you put the fabric on the lining here and this lining on this fabric. Let them start like so, and then we're going to stitch from here and connect here to where we stopped before. So see that now we have just one waistline. I need you to stitch these sides together. So you see these two places, I need you to drag the lining, make sure the lining is right on the edge, and then you stitch them together. I'm going to repeat the same thing on this side. Okay, let me even do here first. So you see this, stitch your fabric on the lining, make sure you pull the lining and make sure it's the same level with the fabric, and then we're going to stitch from the bottom all the way up. Okay, so this is the back. All right, this is the back that we have here. Now what we're going to do is you're going to come to this point where you made your notches. Okay, make sure that you use that side to check and be sure that this is your back. Okay, and when you're sure that this is the back, align the two notches, and then we're going to hold 2 inches everywhere. Remember, we kept 2 inches for our zipper allowance. We're going to use this, come to 2 inches, and we're holding 2 inches from here all the way down. Even though we took out 1 inch from some places at the bottom here, okay, we're going to still hold 2 inches regardless. If you don't want the curve behind the butt to be so extreme, when you're getting close to the knee, you can reduce yours to 1.5 instead of 2 inches if you don't want that curve to be too extreme. Okay, now I'm going to repeat the same thing on the lining. When you stitch like 4 inches away from the top here, you back stitch it at that point and stop. Okay, so after you start from where you made the notches 2 inches, when you back stitch down a bit to 4 inches, you are going to back stitch it and stop. Now we want to make a hole. Okay, I want to make a hole that will turn all our sewing out of, because I intend to sew everything inside out. So we're going to keep a generous amount of space like so. You can have like 10 inches or 12 inches between, at least 10 inches between your former stitch and where you are going to continue. After you have done this, the next thing we're going to do is you're going to flip this over to this part here, and then take this one. So you see, this is the bottom. You can see the joining that we have there. You're going to align the front of your lining with the front of your fabric. So you see here, this is the front of your fabric. Align it with your lining. Align it with the front of your fabric. I'm going to join the end together. I'm going to join them together now, consuming half an inch in the process. Now head over to your ironing table and press and iron this joining flat. Also repeat the same thing to the lining here and also the part here that you stitched. All right, so you can see here that we have our zipper allowance on the fabric. Okay, so I'm going to simply fix my zipper like you would fix your zipper regularly. Now, after you have fixed the zipper like we have, okay, you saw me do that. Okay, so with that, my zipper has been installed. Now we have to finish the waist at the top. So see this, I'm going to simply bring my lining up. Okay, I'm going to simply bring my lining to the top like so, and then I'm going to join the fabric and the lining together. So you see this here. Now whatever I do to this side, make sure it's the same thing I'm going to do to this side here. I'm going to now drag the lining to the top. Okay, the lining is shorter. Ooh, I've not held my dart yet. Ugh, let me hold my dart. So the same thing I did to the front is what I'm going to do to the back. Back to what I was doing. Okay, you're going to align the, look at now I've darted it. So you see this, you're going to come to the neck where you have the zip. Okay, you're going to keep the front side of your lining, the clean side of your lining, facing the clean side of your fabric. You're going to join the waist together from the beginning to the end at 1/2 inch. And then after you have joined the waist together, you're going to do this. Now you see this here. After you've joined the waist, this is what I have. Okay, we are now going to lay the both of them together on the same level. You see that? And then we're going to try to sew as close to the former line as possible. You will see the seam that you used to add to fix your zipper. You can come at most 1/2 inch after that point and back stitch. Okay, make sure that you don't go to the very end. You can keep like a clean 1.5 from the end, and then okay. So now if I turn this to the front side, what you would have is a zipper that is clean on the outside and is clean on the inside as well. So I'm going to repeat this same step. I'm going to repeat the same step on the other side of the back. Sorry, let me do this and I'll be back to show you how we lock the sides. Okay, so now I have joined both the fabric and the lining on both sides at the waist, and I have joined the front like so. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cut over here, make a cut here on the left, make a cut on the right. So basically a notch that would allow your zipper to turn inside smoothly. Okay, so this is what you will see on the inside. So notice something, look at how clean the zipper is from the inside. Okay, and if you look at the front, you will notice that here is clean as well. Okay, so now I'm going to head over to my ironing table, as you know already. All right, so here you can see we have the front I just worked on. Because I've ironed this, everything is now laying smoothly. The back I just worked on, sorry. And then on the tape on the machine I have the front. Okay, so you can see this is the front we worked on. Take a look at the slits over here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the back on top of the front side facing front side, and mind you, whatever I do to this side should be repeated on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to place here front side facing front side. Okay, now for the fabric alone, watch what I'm going to do. I'm now going to pick up my lining and turn it around. You see that I'm basically just turning my lining around, and now I'm going to stitch from the beginning all the way down. Okay, so you see this, I'm basically just planting my front inside my back. So you see here, this is my back that we have here. You can tell from the zipper. I'm going to just take the front and place it right at the point where the fabric and the lining are joined together on the back. Then I'm going to use the lining to cover the excess. If you are working on the other side, you might need to do the same thing but in reverse. Okay, so you cover like this, and then we're going to basically sew 1 inch from here all the way down. Remember, we kept only 1 inch as for our sewing allowance. Now make sure that both the fabric of the back, the front, and this lining should be on the same level at every point in time. Okay, at the same level over here at every point in time. So now we have done that on this side. We're supposed to repeat the same thing on the other side, like I said. So we're going to basically do the same thing on the other side. Now, after you have made the stitch to the end on both sides, you can simply come from this hole that we kept and turn everything inside out. Okay, and when you're done turning everything inside out, you can now seal this hole from the top to the bottom, just like this. Okay, so remember, it's facing inside because of the way we ironed it flat. You can simply just lock it. And with that, you have locked everything. That is the end. It's just to turn. The last thing is to turn everything inside out. Okay, look at that. We've made the skirt. Take it to your ironing table. Give it a very, very, very good long press. And after that, you are done. I just need to give this a very good ironing. But you can see it. Look at the waist, well finished. The back, well finished. You can see the slits that we have here. You can see the slit doing its thing, right? So that's how it was made. Let me give this very good ironing. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.